issue there with the camera, huh? We're back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave as usual. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. Today is June 23rd. I don't know if I can do very short topics. This one's not gonna be short. Anyway, what are you gonna do? We're a little bit behind on birthdays because there seems to be a whole cluster of them. So today, we're going to get to it right now. Yesterday, Cyndi Lauper turned 67 years old. That's right. So we're talking Cyndi Lauper. Before we get started, I'm a fan of Cyndi Lauper. There might be some haters out there. I don't know. But remember, I grew up primarily smack in the middle of the 80s, and I am a product of MTV. So how can you not like what Cyndi Lauper did in the 80s? So let's talk about her. She has sold 50 million records worldwide. She has 11 studio albums. She was nominated for 16 Grammys, won 2 of them. She has won Grammys, Emmys, Tonys, MTV Music Awards, Billboard's Awards. She's in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I mean, pretty amazing, right? But let's go back first. She was born in Brooklyn. Her father was German and Swiss, and her mother was Catholic. So that must have been a great household, right? That must have been very interesting. She grew up in Queens, in Ozone Park, something like that. And she went to Richmond Hills High School, but she was expelled from there because she said she figures she had ADD, but she did not do well in school. She was expelled, later earned her GED. Who else graduated from that high school? Rodney Dangerfield, just so you know. In 78, she had started singing, writing, and playing guitar. She started a band called Blue Angel, and they put out a demo, and someone heard it, and that person was the manager for the Allman Brothers. He liked it so much, liked her voice, he paid $5,000 for the demo, and then signed them to be their manager and to a record deal. The album comes out. People are already asking her to go solo, but she waits for the album to come out. Album comes out. She hated the album cover. Rolling Stone called it one of the top 100 album covers, new wave album covers ever. But if you're going to do 100, they're going to be on there. But maybe I'll post that album cover on there somewhere in this video. Anyway, album comes out, does not do well. Doesn't do well at all. Actually, it does so poorly that they fire their manager. He sues her for $80,000. She goes bankrupt. The band breaks up. She loses her voice because she has a polyp on her vocal cords. And because she's broke, she has no band, and she goes to work at IHOP and in retail and is singing in bars. So that must have been a rough time, right? So she's doing that for, I think, a couple of years. And it's not until 1981 that a different guy sees her singing, and he decides he's going to sign her, becomes her manager, and signs her to a record deal with Portrait Records. That leads to her first album, the one that we all know and love. That came out in 83, She's So Unusual, and that's when it took off. She was perfect for MTV, right? Her videos, her look, perfect for MTV. It's no wonder. But that album sold a huge amount of records, 16 million copies. Number 4 in the United States, the album. She co-wrote 4 of the songs on there. She co-wrote Time After Time and She Bop, which we'll talk about. Her band member, Rob Hyman, was a member of the Hooters. He helped co-wrote Time After Time. She was the first female to have 4 consecutive top 5 hits from one album. First female artist to do that. And the album spent 65 weeks in the top 200, and she won Grammy for Best New Artist. Her videos, obviously famous. They had Captain Lou Albino, yeah, and Girls Just Want to Have Fun. That video also featured her real-life mother, her real-life lawyer, her real-life brother, her real-life manager, and her real-life dog, Sparkle. All of her friends were in that video. That put out, let's see, what did that album had? Money Changes Everything, All Through the Night, Girls Want to Have Fun, Time After Time, and She Bop, right? Those are the ones from that album. It was huge. It was epic. After that, she does the in 86, she puts out True Colors, that album. That album has all kinds of guest artists on it. It doesn't sell as well as the original, but it sells quite well. But the guests on it include Nile Rodgers, Amy Mann, Billy Joel, Adrian Belew. Adrian Belew, by the way, on a side note, member of King Crimson, worked with basically everybody, guitar, worked with David Bowie, Nine Inch Nails, Talking Heads, and he has a song that nobody knows except for one person, Sean Murphy. If you're out there, do you remember the song by Adrian Belew that we love so much? The song is called Big Electric Cat, and it's mostly him just shredding guitar, but there is a little vocal in the background that shows up every once in a while where they just say Big Electric Cat. Anyway, that's a funny song. That album has True Colors and Change of Heart. Obviously, True Colors was all over MTV. And I remember people making fun of that song because of her voice, her high-pitched voice. You know who you are out there. But that song was played so much that I could see why people got tired of that. But I like that song. I can live with that song. I cannot live with Phil Collins doing that song, however. That's terrible. There's no way I can live with that. And what else? Oh, another single charted on that one. She did a remake of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. It went to number 12. I have no memory of that whatsoever. I haven't even heard it. I didn't listen to it yet, but apparently she did that. In '89, she put out her third album, A Night to Remember. That only had one hit, I Drove All Night. That went to number 6. And then after that, she's just done a ton of work. 1990, she was at the Berlin Wall with Roger Waters. She did another Brick in the Wall for that. She put out another album, Hat Full of Stars, which got major, great reviews, but didn't sell so well. In 95, she put out her greatest hits, 12 Deadly Sins. That sold 6 million copies. And that has a version of a song on there that's going to be our song of the day. And we'll talk about that too, but I'm not going to blow it just yet. So, she had a son in 97. She composed and wrote all the lyrics and music to the Broadway show Kinky Boots. And then she basically just has worked like crazy after that. She did TV shows, movies, concerts, guest appearances, game shows, you name it. She's been around. I mean, she wrote a book. I mean, she's been very active. I think she put out 11 albums, right? So she is still around doing her thing. So we mentioned all the songs, right? Money Changes Everything, All Through the Night, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, Time After Time, She Bop. Oh, we didn't talk about She Bop. She Bop, that video, hysterical video. As kids, we all knew what the song was about. Our parents had no idea what that song was about, but pretty early on, topic that was just pretty funny. And if you don't know what She Bop is all about, you'll have to go back and revisit it and try to figure it out when you check the lyrics out. But pretty funny. Girl power. And Change of Heart and True Colors. We talked about those. All right, those are all of them. So what would I do for Song of the Day? Well, Girls Just Want to Have Fun would clearly be the first choice. And it is, but it's not what you're thinking. She redid Girls Just Want to Have Fun for that 1995 Greatest Hits. And it is by far superior to the original. It is so good. That's the only version that I listen to. It's rearranged. It's amazing. That's what our Song of the Day is. That's what we're going to play. If you haven't heard this version, make sure you listen to it. I think you're going to fall in love with it. It is awesome. If I was going to go for second and third place, which I'll probably post because you know me, I do that, all Through the Night and Change of Heart. I like those 2 songs. I also like She Bop. I don't know, that's 4 songs. We'll see what I post. But your Song of the Day is Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Turn it up. You're going to love it. Again, if you haven't heard it, give it a listen. Have a great Tuesday. And as usual, we'll see you on the flip side.